Hello and welcomes back everyone, and Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Hask, my Sith warrior. And where we last left off, we dealt another major blow to the Galactic Republic by destroying their shipyard on the world of Corellia, the shiny new central spire. It also seems we've met up with two of the older companions of the Jedi Knight storyline, Kira, Carson, and Scourge, the former Emperor's Wrath. And they've asked to meet us on Odessen to talk about the Sith Emperor. So, might as well get ourselves underway. We actually have a few bits of mail. So we have Vic from the Harildo Wald on Mekshar. Everything seems to be going well. And his position has been growing stronger, so he is very happy. Obviously saying if we need anything, you know who to call. Perfect. Lana Benico, in regards to our independence, yes, we decided to remain the Alliance commander rather than integrate ourselves back into the Sith Empire. She believes we made the right decision. We can't afford to give the Empire the chance to meddle in what we've worked so hard to build. I agree. Major Henry. Saying she wouldn't have bet between her and her boys during the assault on Corellia. And of course, Darth Krovos. Obviously we convinced her, or we convinced Empress Asina to only target non-civilian targets from the orbital bombardment that was going to be used as a distraction to create a hole in the Republic fleet. She's quite happy of our victory. Okay, so now let's get ourselves over to Odessen, see what Kira and Serge have to say. As I mentioned near the end of the last part, I believe we have heard them out before as Marathi, but I don't think it led anywhere. I think this discussion might have been the final thing we ever did as a Sith Inquisitor. So, let's get ourselves underway. Huh. There's an appearance designer here. Curious. I really need to explore Odessen a bit more. One thing I will actually do while we're here.
Pick the right place to shop.
While we're here, just very quickly. And then as the Executioner's Maw is actually on offer at the moment. So I was actually looking at how this lightsaber works. And like various color crystals that change the color of the blade. Which, rather interesting, actually. As I say, it's kind of a shame I mean, part of me thinks I could grab it for a Jedi Consular or a Sith Inquisitor later. It's a shame that there isn't a double-bladed lightsaber version. Huh. Interesting. An electro staff. I can't remember if Jedi Shadows can use electro staffs. I mean, we're not probably going to use a ceremonial spear anyway, but interesting. It's an interesting weapon. Either way, I was here. I'll just get rid of the weapon. Put the weapon away. Thank you. I just want to look at the dye situation with this armor. So it's... what colours are they? So it's the inner plates here, the shoulder pads, the boots. Right, so the blue, so there's some blue that still remains, unfortunately. The chest piece blue still remains. It's kind of a shame. If that changed, that and the maybe the inner armor should maybe have been connected. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not bad. It gives the armor an accent, I suppose. We just have to find it. And also you got the black pads here. Maybe this and the pads should have been connected in colour. It's a shame. I was tempted to pick up this armor set for a bounty
Stop
hunter.
by again.
Since while I remember, maybe we should have picked it up. Speaking of, can I use? No. Right.
We're here. Now tell me what this is all about.
As I told you on Viking's space dock, Tenebray's last gruesome weapon. He sought immortality, but only his endless spite survives now. Like you, I was once his wrath. And like you, I learned of his true nature and plotted his downfall. For centuries. Ultimately, I saw what had to be done, and betrayed my empire in order to destroy its creator. That is how I came to fight alongside Kira.
We fought the Emperor's servants constantly for years. We even thought we'd beaten him alongside my master. Then Yavin 4 happened. And Valkorion.
I received guidance from an old ally. Instead of seeking out our enemy in his current shell, you, as it turns out, we sought a different target. Tenebray hid his original body where no one could harm it. As long as that body remained in stasis, the galaxy's greatest evil could never truly be killed.
Unless we destroyed Tenebray, the fight against Valkorion would never really be over.
Since Valkorion is gone, I assume you succeeded.
We did. As we later learned, we destroyed his first body just as you purged the last vestige of his twisted spirit from your mind. That is when his final weapon was unleashed. A Sith ritual, carved into his very flesh, unleashed an ancient plague from every molecule of his decaying corpse.
We were both knocked out cold, comatose for more than a year. Satil Shan was the one who finally pulled us out of that nightmare, and started a new one.
Like you, Kira and I have both been vessels for a portion of Tenebray's power. It acted as a sort of vaccine. But Satil had no such protection, nor did any of her followers. Within days, they were all laid low, trapped in a nightmarish slumber. In helping us, they are knowingly doomed themselves.
This ritual, what can you tell me about it?
Nothing. We lost consciousness even as we felt it taking shape. The infection is worsening. There is a darkness growing among the afflicted.
We can feel their minds connecting, communicating. We're afraid they might be merging somehow.
Merging into what? Another Valkorian? Is this plague bringing him back somehow?
It's too early to make that conclusion. Whatever it is immensely dangerous. We must stop it.
How?
We loaded Satil and all of her followers onto a transport to keep them quarantined, along with a few medroids to tend to them. The transport is programmed to fly a random course through unsettled sectors of the Outer Rim, all weeks away from civilization. I can send a signal to alter the course, bring it to another empty system that's closer so that we can meet it in a shuttle.
We board the ship and connect our minds with yours through the Force. Together, we will face this entity and purge it from existence. And if we cannot purge it, then we destroy the transport and hope we've ended the old monster's schemes forever.
Valkorian was in my mind for a long time. What if connecting with this entity makes it stronger instead of weaker?
It won't. That is why we tested you as we did. To make sure that no trace of him remained. You will not strengthen this entity. Only destroy it.
It's gonna take a while for the transport to come back into range.
Then we should stay here until it does. If you require any assistance in the meantime, don't hesitate to ask.
Not so fast. I'm not fighting the Republic or the Jedi, so if that's what you want, definitely hesitate to ask.
Ignore her. If necessary, I can slay enough of your enemies for both of us.
Ugh.
She grows on you. Eventually.
Okay. So I believe that might be the furthest we've gotten, unless there's another conversation to follow. Interesting. I don't think I focused as intently on the conversation last time, or it has been a while, so I didn't fully take in the implications of the merging minds, the consciousnesses of Satil Shan and her followers may be forming into a new Sith Emperor. If that's the case, why don't we maybe involve Arkan and Senya? I mean, it might be bad to tell them, oh, by the way, your dad and your lover, depending on who we're speaking to, of course, may be coming back by infecting the Jedi Grandmaster, or the former Jedi Grandmaster, depending on what Satil is nowadays. At least they've also been in our mind and they faced a Force entity of Valkorian. They should be immune as well, I would imagine. Or at least I would hope so. Either way, we can just continue straight on, I imagine. Because, as I say, I think that might be the furthest we've ever gotten. Oh, so we might as well just continue forwards. That was dramatic. Nope, people are running around.
Commander, looks like our new friends from the Hand have just entered orbit. I'll get them cleared to land right away.
Commander, I am Darth Rivix. I believe the Empress told you to expect me.
You'll be the liaison between the Alliance and the Hand.
Precisely. Competition for the role was heated, as I'm sure you can imagine. I am proud to have stood above all others. I'll have my shuttle bring me to the surface directly. I always prefer speaking in person.
face to face at last. Your hollow does you no justice, my friend.
Welcome to Odessen. We're honored by your visit.
And I am honored to be your guest. Permit me to be direct. My duty as liaison is to facilitate your operations as best I can. My success is judged by your success. I will not profit from obstructing or undermining you. Much as I savor them, deception and manipulation are not among my objectives here. I will relate my Empress's desires to you and your accomplishments to her. Anything you require of the Empire's resources, I will obtain. I shall be your ally, your spokesman, and I hope your confidant. You have my vow on it.
I look forward to working together.
As do I. Now, if I may impose upon you a bit more before we delve into official matters, I would love a tour of your base. The stories I've heard.
Of course. I'll show you around myself.
Wonderful. Lead the way.
Huh, okay. I suppose we can be somewhat friendly to this fellow Lord of the Sith. Show him around a bit. Introduce him to the place he'll be probably getting to know quite well over his time.
Our military wing. Commodore Pardax commands our fleet and ground forces.
Your soldiers come with the highest recommendation. To overcome the forces of Zakul, where so many others failed, they must be magnificently deadly. A pity to have lost the Eternal Fleet. But victory will be ours regardless.
Indeed it shall. Oh. We were in a kind of almost like a dialogue mode there. Let's go introduce her to the less savory sector of the galaxy.
We need more people or better equipment.
Let's take him over to the underworld logistics section, where we can introduce him to where we hire various smugglers.
So bored.
Our underworld trading experts. You've already spoken with Hylo Viz.
Your integration of otherwise criminal activities and personnel is truly innovative. Where others see risk, you see opportunity.
My crews appreciate those free fly codes. Never had smoother sailing in Imperial territories.
Of course, whatever aids the Alliance aids the Hand.
And if one or two supply ships accidentally go missing and end up in our hands, well, let's just say it was a supply run for the Alliance anyway, shall we? Get ourselves over to the Force Enclave, where he might frown at us both teaching Sith and Jedi. See what his opinion is. This screen really should get fixed. I guess we're still repairing after the attack by Valen.
Our Force Enclave.
I'm told your apprentices have trained with members of several Force-using groups, including Jedi. A valuable advantage in combat. Perhaps we could arrange some shared training with the Overseers on Korriban? I'm sure they would have much to learn.
I thought Yoon had went the other way. Maybe it was someone else.
Our science labs. Dr. Ogorob leads our research teams.
A hot scientist. The reports were true. It's wonderful to meet you, Dr. Ogorob.
You must be Darth Rivix. I cannot thank you enough for the wealth of materials you forwarded. Targeted viral pathogens, cross-species manipulation of cerebrocortical structures. Truly fascinating research.
Thrilled to oblige.
Okay, and now up to the landing. And we'll end up in the cantina for a few drinks and revelry. Try to end things on a high note.
This view is magnificent. You have so much to be proud of.
Oh. Nice and brief. Revan's even joined us here as a member of the Eternal Alliance.
The cantina. Care for a drink?
Not at the moment, but I would love to share one later.
There we are.
I'm very impressed. You must be quite proud of what you've achieved here.
I am. Ready to get started?
Absolutely.
So let's see what the Emperor's Hand has for us right now, in terms of any goals that the Empire may need fulfilled, that the Alliance can work with.
The destruction of the Meridian Complex on Corellia continues to accelerate our war efforts. We've won decisive victories in the Bormir, Atravis, and Anoat sectors. The Republic is reeling. Perfect conditions for the Hand to press the advantage.
The Republic will fall. It's only a matter of time.
With your leadership, it cannot be otherwise. We are solidifying supply lines and secure communications between Odessen and the rest of Imperial space. An initial deployment of security personnel and patrol ships is already en route. All subject to inspection and approval by your staff, of course. We would like to deploy an additional complement. Assault troops, transports, and so on, to serve in your missions. Having them here, ready to move at your command, would seem logical.
Any more troops that are stationed here will have restricted access. I'm sure you understand.
Of course. We are your allies, not an occupation force. Now then, there is one other matter that needs your attention as we spin up the Hand's day-to-day operations. The troops selected to join the Hand are among the Empire's best. But given your extensive combat experience, I thought you might like to order additional training?
It would be a good opportunity for them to integrate with our current forces. See to it.
Of course. I believe that concludes our business for the day. Do you require anything else?
Any word on Darth Malgus? I haven't seen him since Corellia.
You are not alone in that. No one has seen him since the battle. It's all rather mysterious. Perhaps he was more badly injured than anyone knows. Or perhaps he's gone rogue again. But surely that's not possible.
Yeah.
I will not return. I will not return.
I will not.
Once again, your vital signs have elevated far beyond ideal values. I am concerned that these episodes pose a risk of permanent damage.
Then stop them.
I have already removed all physical modifications related to your loyalty assurance protocols. These hallucinations are the result of psychological manipulation. To correct such potent mental conditioning is beyond my program's scope of practice. Honestly, I am unaware of any technique capable of editing the pathways of your mind so extensively.
I have heard of one possibility. Set course for Dantooine.
Oh. Malgus is gonna go get his mind scrubbed. Asina has somehow embedded nightmares into Malgus to force him to return. Ways to torture him mentally, even across such a distance. But if he's heading... Was Dantooine where... I'm trying to think of Knights of the Old Republic. Wasn't Dantooine the world that you would... where the old Jedi Council used to be? Where you would choose to fight them? God, it's been so long. And yes, this is actually a pretty good segue to go. I have just recently seen the trailer. I know this is going to be 5 or 6 weeks ahead. At this point in time, I am about 5 weeks ahead of this bloody of the trailer's announcement. Apologies for that, but that's just where things are. I know there is a remaster in the... Sorry, a remake in the work. It's not a remaster, it's a remake. I'm just not going to go into the pros and cons of that. I'm already concerned. I was excited, and then within 2 hours, my excitement had dimmed to simple glowing embers that was a roaring fire, shall we say. But, yeah. I have a feeling that Malgus, to remove that mental conditioning, might just choose to have his mind scrubbed. That would be an extreme option, but it would probably work, depending on how severe it could be. What we'll do is we'll take a break back at the landing. I know we haven't really done much apart from some conversation, but to be honest, sometimes conversation can be fun unto itself. And when we come back, it seems Kira and Scourge want to have another conversation. So, we shall take a break once again. Thank you all for joining me with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, though, take care. Bye-bye now.